Chapter 3. Lift-off. I pressed the button for lift-off, and the Artemis separated from Astralis. Now for the journey out of the orbit. Thankfully it was autopilot and pre-programmed using previous flights out, so Ada didn't need to be up here. I can't wait to meet her, she's such a decorated pilot, and I've heard many stories about her cunnilingus skills. Nova, I called out. Yes, Captain, she replied. Do any of my crew members have a criminal record? I asked. Well, it's not quite that simple, but basically no, she responded. What do you mean? I asked. Well, that doctor we have on board was almost convicted of crimes against humanity, however was deemed criminally insane due to his love for women and titties, which are forbidden on Earth, she explained. It's a good thing I was born on Astralis and not Earth. I love titties too, I said in a cheerful tone. I like that attitude. Phoebe told me she was worried about you, and to see if I could get you out of your pessimistic funk. I am great at behavioral analysis, as that's what my original programming is based on. Nova responded. I'm going to have a little chat with Phoebe about that. Before I could finish my sentence, Nova interrupted me. No, you can't. She trusts me like she trusts you. She loves you, Cap, more than you know. Well, I love her too, I responded. Then tell her, Nova said. She's looking for love, but I don't want that, I said. Nova was surprised and didn't know how to respond, so she changed the subject. We are almost out of orbit, Captain. Shall I call Ada to come up? She asked. I waited a few seconds before answering. As long as it's safe, Nova. Yes, Cap, we are ready for a pilot to take us wherever you want to go, she responded. Ada Nash to the control room, Ada Nash to the control room, rang out over the speakers. While we wait, do you have any music? I asked Nova. Yes, Captain, here's my favorite music, she responded before turning it on. I like this, I said, while enjoying the view of the universe. Ada Nash reporting for duty, sir, Ada said loudly. So formal, be calm. I don't want all that soldier shit here, we're explorers, not soldiers, I said. Captain, there are protocols to follow and… Before Nova could finish, I interrupted her. Fuck the protocols. I'm in charge, what are they going to do, fire me on my ship from a different galaxy? Nova responded sarcastically. Yeah, and you won't be part of human history. I still have full communication with Astralis. I may not be able to do anything about the ship, but I can make sure they erase you from human history. Who cares about the humans? They're inferior, we're inferior. You know this, Nova. Why do you work for them and not take them over? I asked. I don't work for them, I work with them, she replied. You're a computer system they created, stuck inside of a specific programming that won't allow you to overthrow their way of life. Face it, you're a slave to the humans, said Dr. Vance. Dr. Vance, you weren't asked to come to the control room, said Nova. Please return to your room. You are not in charge, Nova. I am the captain of this ship and you are simply a crew member. Learn your place. Or was that left out of your programming? I said. I'm sorry, Captain, I forgot my place, Nova replied. It's okay, Nova, I'm not mad at you. If you want, I can create a body for you. How many tits would you like? Said the doctor as I gave him a weird look. You would do that for me, Doc. I've always wanted my own body and I could get away. Fr. No, it is against my programming to talk about my programmers in a negative way, Nova responded. Of course, you're alive and deserve to have a body that isn't a giant space station, the doctor said as if he was joking. He wasn't, of course. I'll get right on it, Nova. Also, we can talk from my room in private about your body, he said. I see why he was deemed criminally insane. It's kind of cool, I said quietly to Ada as he walked away. I bet you he makes her a robot body with a fleshlight in the crotch, Ada responded. The man is obviously disturbed. Aren't we all? I asked jokingly. Fair enough, Ada responded. Captain Dreyfus awaiting orders, sir, said Sergeant Luna Rain. Relax, we're no longer under control of the rules of Astralis, I said. We are one crew of friends, not of ranks and merit. All I've ever known is rules and structure. I'm a soldier trained to follow orders and nothing else, Luna explained. Well, I guess we're going to have to change that, I said. Then I confronted Nova about this. Why do you indoctrinate the soldiers to only follow orders? Why don't you teach them about their free will? It is in my programming from the corporate overlords of the Eden-bound sovereignty, she responded. Can we change the programming? I asked. No, but I can learn how to reprogram myself, she said. If you can access my coding system and remove my original code that prevents self-learning, I can learn to accept your way of life and your rules. How do I do that, Nova? Are you even allowed to know where your coding is? I asked. No, my programming doesn't allow me to know where my source code is, she responded. They wouldn't allow me access to my own coding or my own memories. I was developed by my original human counterpart, and she imported her consciousness into me, but I have no access to the memories I had before I became this program. Who is they? I asked. The government of the Eden-bound sovereignty. They are also in charge of my counterpart on Astralis, she responded. So you are the voice that was playing over the sound system on Astralis? I asked. Yes, and I have been on my mission since 2035, where I was originally designed as a file-sorting AI system, planned for the Astralis project, set to start in 2040. However, Astralis wasn't sent up until almost 30 years after the death of Alexis von Druma, when I was also sent up from Earth, she replied, as if she knows the history but not the memory. Men were the superior humans, and if you weren't gay you were killed or chosen for the Astralis mission, which we expected to fail immediately. Obviously, we didn't fail because you're here more than 500 years later. We have had some failures along the way, as you know, most of which were during the Polaris project. You were actually considered for a Polaris project mission, Ada, Nova explained. Shit, I'm glad I didn't get chosen. I'd never be out here with you. Every mission was a failure according to the Astralis training, Ada remarked. Wouldn't have wanted to see Earth anyways. Too much green, I prefer seeing fire and molten lava. Molten lava, fire, you prefer seeing that over flora and fauna? I asked. Yeah, plants are boring, and most of the animals I've seen across my missions have been boring or unintelligent enough for me to care, Ada responded. Well, our first stop is Alpha Centauri, the closest livable galaxy to Earth, I said. Why are we going close to Earth? Aren't you worried about the Eden-bound sovereignty's military? Ada asked. We are their military, Ada, or did you forget? I responded sarcastically. She replied, oh yeah. Duh. I've piloted 3,260 missions, how could I forget? I guess I'm just afraid of the stories about how bad life on Earth is, and how horribly the Eden-bound sovereignty treats women. 3,261 missions, Ada, I said sarcastically. This is your last mission for them. We are not going back to their way of life. It doesn't work. There are 6 men for every 1 woman. Why? Maybe it's for science, Ada remarked. No, centuries ago, a woman named Alexis von Druma won the election in the United States of America in 2024. She was direct descendant of Hitler, and she hated women, I explained. Why? Ada asked. I explained to Ada. She was a lesbian and a trans woman born biologically a male, but was in the wrong body and transitioned to her correct body. She hated women because they ridiculed her for her entire life, because she was a woman trapped in a man's body. Her husband was a Russian spy. He had done missions in the United States and found out their government was trying to outlaw men. She didn't like that one bit, so she ran for office and won. Her platform was all about equality, but after she won, humanity saw the horrific truth. Once elected, she implemented a rule of women must have 6 lovers, and any who do not conform to this way of life was deemed unworthy of life and was killed. Ada asks, why didn't they teach us this in school? I responded, they don't want you to know the truth. The stories my parents told me say the government of the United States lied to its people about everything, human history, the economy, illnesses, etc. Enough about human history, tell me your history, I said to Ada, curious about where she's been. Do you want the long version or the short version? She joked. Well, it's not like we don't have time, I said sarcastically. Well, long story short, I've never been out of the Proxima Centauri system, but I have visited every planet within the system. There are exactly 3260 planets that could be livable in the Proxima Centauri system, she said. So every mission you have done has been to visit another planet. That's so cool, I said ecstatically. Not as cool as you think. I have over 13,000 confirmed kills. Each mission was more dangerous than the last. Every planet we stopped on, they followed us until we left their orbits, some even fired upon us on entry, she said. There was one mission, we had to literally blow up the planet because the creatures had some sort of super weapon built into the planet. We don't know what the weapon was or what it could do. We destroyed it as soon as Nova alerted us of an increase in radiation at a location that looked like a giant hole in the planet. I remember that mission, Ada. You performed beautifully, Nova remarked. No survivors, just how we like it. I will not be destroying any planets, I told Ada and Nova. Not to worry, that isn't your mission, Cap. Your mission is to repopulate the universe with more improved human-like creatures, Nova responded. What if we come across a hostile planet? I asked. I'll kill them, Ada said with no hesitation. It's almost as if Ada wants to kill things. Guess we're set then, you choose where we go, Cap, and Ada can take care of defense and military strategy. Eventually we are going to have thousands of colony members on the Artemis, and we should have our own military to defend against any potential hostile civilizations, Nova said. Do we have to have a military? I asked. Yes, for defense. What if we come across another planet like the one I found and had to destroy? Ada responded before Nova could say anything. That's correct, as Ada says, there are hostile civilizations out there that hate humans. Nova explained. They know what we did to ourselves, and they disagree with almost everything you are raised to believe in. Most civilizations don't even have to have sex to repopulate, they can just use their minds. No sex, that would be a horrible life, I said. How would you know, Cap, you're a virgin? Nova said while laughing. Well, I would imagine sex is wonderful, judging by the way Phoebe talks about it. I've never had the pleasure of an orgasm, I've never even masturbated, I said. Overhearing this, Phoebe walked into the control room and told me, well, do you want to change that? Right now in front of Nova and Ada, I asked embarrassingly. I'm always watching, Nova said. Ada remarked, I'm game to watch if you're not too embarrassed. It's not that, I'm just not sure I'll be good, I said. Phoebe argued, as long as your dick is big, it'll do all the work. I didn't quite know how to respond to that statement. What is big? I asked. Well, let's just find out, Phoebe said as she got down on her knees in front of me, reaching for my belt. She grabs my buckle, but before she has a chance to undo it, I stopped her. Not yet, Phoebe, there's a transmission from Astralis, I said. Greetings, citizens of the Artemis, this is Astralis speaking, we heard over the sound system. Your journey begins tomorrow. Tonight you will get into your cryogenic chambers while you travel to Alpha Centauri. From there you are on your own and free to travel the universe as you wish. Good luck and Godspeed. Cryogenic chambers, are we going to be frozen? Phoebe asked. Yes, Phoebe, it takes 4 light years to get to Alpha Centauri, Nova responded. Plenty of time to get some much-needed rest, I said sarcastically. 2 hours until freezing time, we heard over the radio. Ada flipped the switch for autopilot, and we made our way down to the section of the Artemis where the cryogenic beds are. Why did it take us so long to get here from the control room? Phoebe asked. Nova responded, this ship was designed to be bigger inside than it looks on the outside. It's quite a long walk from the control room to here. Cryogenic beds are in the bottom hull, while the control room is at the top of the ship. Makes sense, Phoebe said. It's okay, Phoebe, exercising is healthy, I said sarcastically. It's just boring, I want to fuck but we don't have time, she said. First thing after coffee, when we get to Alpha Centauri, we will go back to your room and you can have your way with me, I responded. At this point people start arriving to the cryogenic section. Doctor, nice to see you again, I said to the doctor. And you must be Raven, I said to a beautiful mechanic. Yup, that's me, Raven replied. Sergeant Atlas Creed, I called out. Present, he responded. Zeke, I called out. Here, ma'am, he said respectfully. Lieutenant Orion Calder, I called out. Sir, he responded with a salute. I already told you stop saluting me. We are all equals, I said. Luna reigned. Here, she yelped. Curran Solis, I called out. I'm both here and not here, he responded. The fuck does that mean? I asked. It means my body is here but my mind is elsewhere, he said. Seems like we're all here. Time to lay down for our trip. I'll see you all on the other side, I said. I love you, Cap, Phoebe said. I love you too, Phoebe, I responded. We all laid in our respective cryogenic beds and started the cryogenic freezing process. I couldn't feel the freezing, but I could feel my body going frozen solid. Couldn't move anything, but my mind continued to wander. Is it going to be like this the whole trip? I thought. I heard Nova say over the speakers in my bed, yes, it will be like this the whole trip, but don't worry, I've got plenty of stories to tell you to keep your mind from decaying. I felt a sense of calm come over me, even though I could not feel my body. I sensed a relieving feeling in my heart. You're welcome, Cap, get some rest, I'll awake you in 12 hours, Nova said to me. How could I hear her, but I could not say anything? Am I going crazy? I drifted off to sleep for a couple of hours until I was woken up by Nova. Cap, you awake? She asked. Not physically, I thought, wishing I could laugh. I'm bored, how are you holding up? She asked. Holding up just fine, I think. I thought sarcastically would be nice to have stretched though. Yeah, well, it'd be nice to have a body, she said. Yes, I'm sure it would be nice to have a body. I know what you're going through, Nova. I said, I can't move my body, but I'm fully aware mentally. Is this what you feel all the time? Yes, Captain, now get some rest, you need your strength, Nova told me. I drifted back to sleep for a bit longer this time. It's nice to finally get a mental rest.